Hi, thank you for joining me. In this video, I'm going to talk about the problems of being in a partnership when one of you is depressed or has emotional problems. There are two sides to this. The person who wants to save someone else and the person who wants to be saved. Attempting to build a relationship with someone when they have emotional problems or getting into a relationship when you have emotional problems is a bad idea. So first, from the side of the person who is trying to get into a relationship with someone who is depressed and wants to rescue them, this happens so often. A lot of people like the idea of rescuing someone. There is something very empowering about being a rescuer, saving someone from the depths of despair and making their life good again. They believe or hope that they can do it. But it never actually happens. You can be there for them, be a friend, lend your support, because depressed people need friends, but don't attempt to get them into a relationship. You can't get into a relationship with them, at least not successfully. They're not in the right place for it. If you do manage to get them into a relationship, it's going to be very difficult for you and for them. It's likely to cause them more stress, and the chances are that before too long it will go one of two ways. Either it will all get too much and they will end the relationship, or you will get very frustrated because they're not being the person you want them to be, and you will end it. That's just going to cause a lot of grief for both of you. When you're depressed, you're inward focused, you're very self-absorbed, because you're so consumed by all your feelings. You're more mentally detached from other people. Your world is you. It can be a struggle just to get out of bed, and you simply don't have the energy to give to another person. However much they might like you, they're not going to be ready for a relationship. They might enjoy being with you, but it will always be overshadowed by the depression. There might come a time later on when they are ready for it, but you can't get them into that place. They have to get to that point on their own. It's easy to think that they have you now, life is good, so they will stop feeling depressed. Unfortunately, that doesn't happen. It's a lot more deep and complex than that. They have issues that they have to work through by themselves, and being in a relationship will not help them to do that. Love is not always enough. It can happen the other way round as well. On the other side, sometimes people get into relationships as a way to try and cure their depression, because it gives them a distraction. And this is what society tells us, that being in a relationship will make you happy, and a lot of people believe it. But that's simply not the case. They look to a relationship as a lifebelt because they want to be rescued, but that can't happen. They may not be consciously aware of what they're doing, and they go into it very hopeful. But when you're depressed, you have poor judgment, and you can't always see the reality of a situation as it is. Once they're in a relationship, they soon realise that nothing has changed internally. Their depression hasn't gone away. Things are even harder because they can't cope with the demands it puts on them. And so the relationship starts to fall apart. Then it ends, and they end up feeling even worse. People can keep on repeating this cycle for years, always thinking the problem is with the other person, when actually it's with them, because they're getting into it for all the wrong reasons. They're constantly looking to someone else to save them, and they always end up disappointed because it hasn't lived up to their expectations. There are no knights in shining armour. There are no fairy godmothers. A relationship will not cure you. It will just bring a new set of problems. If you're looking to a relationship to be a solution, do yourself a favour and stop searching for one. You will never find a relationship that can transform you. It just doesn't exist. Take time out from it all and work on yourself. No one else can solve your inner problems. Only you can do that. The only thing that can help you is actual psychological treatment. You can't be a rescuer or be rescued. By all means, be a friend, but that's all you can be during that time. Whichever side you're on, you have to step back, because this isn't the right time for a new relationship. Treatment and recovery have to happen before anything else can. That's just the way it is. For it to work, both of you have to be in a stable place and in the right frame of mind. Don't look to someone else as an answer to your problems, and don't try to be the answer to someone else's problems. I hope this has been helpful. Thank you for watching. See you next time.